Hi everyone, and as you can see, I'm at home because in our house we've got somebody with COVID and we're having to isolate. So I can't be with you today, but I hope you're all okay. Let's open with the words we normally open with. If you want to light your candles, and we'll say these words: the peace of the Lord be with you. Very good. Can you remember who we were talking about before I went on holiday? It was Moses. And I talked about Moses because Moses is a good example of someone who had to use our value for this term, which of course you all know is perseverance. That's right. Moses had to persevere. How did he have to persevere? Through all sorts of situations. He had to get the people out of Israel. Do you remember? Across the sea. Then he had to make sure they had food and water. And he had to make sure they won their battles. And all the time, the people were saying, do you remember? Moan, groan, we want to go home. That's right. Goodness, poor Moses, he had to keep on going, didn't he? Despite the fact that people were moaning and groaning the whole time. And do you remember also I talked about how he went up a mountain to bring some rules for the people to live by. It's very important we have laws. And during COVID, you might have seen that there's rules about lots of things, like when you have to wear a mask, when you have to wash your hands, how many people can meet together. Well, Moses had to give rules for the people of Israel because they didn't have any rules at all. This is like a new country moving through the desert, and he had to make sure they had rules. Well, today I'm going to tell you one more story about Moses. And this is when Moses and the people got all the way through the desert and they reached the other side, and there ahead of them was the promised land. Wow, look at that, the promised land. They must have been so excited. The thought of going to live in a place where there was things growing, where there were trees and grass, and they could build houses and make homes for themselves in a new place. This was the place that God had said they were going to live. This was God's promised land. The only thing was, though, Moses wasn't sure about how safe it was to go there. So what he did was he arranged for 12 spies to go into the land and see what it was like. So Moses chose a spy from every one of the 12 tribes of Israel. Now, I don't know if you know, but Israel had 12 different big families in the nation. So Moses chose a man from each of these tribes to go into the land, see what it was like. Was it dangerous? Was there lots of nice things there to have? Let's see what it would be like. Now, that's our story for today. Before we get to the story, there's something tonight on TV, which I'm sure some of you will want to watch. And this is a bit like that. We don't know how it's going to go. So I've got two friends of mine. How do you think the football match will go? Gary, what do you think? Hello, everyone. Hello, nice to see you. What do you think of the football match tonight, Gary? Do you think England's going to win, or do you think Denmark's going to win? Oh, I think England's going to win. Easy peasy. You think England's going to win easy peasy? Okay, well, that's very good. Well, Aggie, where are you? Aggie? Oh, there you are. Right. Aggie, what do you think of the football match tonight? Do you think England will win? Oh, I don't know. Why? The Danish are very good. Well, they are very good. Yes, they're very good players. But don't you think we stand a chance? Oh, I don't know. Well, this is the trouble that Moses had with the land. He didn't know whether they were going to win or not. So they sent spies into the land to see what it was like. Should we see the story? Yeah, let's watch the story, shall we?
God told Moses, "Send men to scout out the land of Canaan. I am giving this land to the Israelites." Moses sent out one leader from each family tribe. He told the men what to do. Go see what the land is like and whether the people who live there are strong or weak, few or many. Moses had a lot of questions. Is the land good or bad? Are the cities they live in camps or forts? Is the land good for farming? Are there any trees? Moses said, "Be courageous." So the men went and scouted out the land. They traveled around the land for 40 days. They cut down a cluster of grapes in the valley and carried it on a pole. Then they went back to Moses, Aaron, and the Israelite community to tell them what they saw. The land is good. It is flowing with milk and honey, they said. But the people living in the land are strong, and the cities they live in are large and well protected. Then Caleb, one of the spies, said, "We must go up and take possession of the land. We can certainly conquer it with God's help." But the other men disagreed. "The people are stronger than we are. We look like grasshoppers compared to them." The Israelites were afraid and they cried all night. They thought Moses and Aaron had brought them to Canaan to die. The Israelites said, "Let's appoint a new leader and go back to Egypt." Moses and Aaron fell on their faces before the Israelites. Joshua and Caleb, who had both scouted out the land, tore their clothes and said to the Israelites, "The land is extremely good. If the Lord is pleased with us, he will give it to us. Don't be afraid of the people living in the land. God is with us."
So that's an interesting story, isn't it? All those people went into the land. Some of them believed that God would win it for them. 2 spies thought that they could do it. Joshua and Caleb had seen God do all those miracles. He'd seen the waves part across the sea and seen God provide food and water. They believed this was nothing. God could easily help them win the land. But the other 10 spies were not so sure. They looked around and they saw the big people and they thought, wow, I'm not sure we can do this. And today we're in the same situation, aren't we? We face problems and we think, well, maybe God will help us through this. But sometimes we look at the problem and think the problem is too big. God can't do this. But one thing that Joshua and Caleb did was they trusted God's promise. They knew that this was the promised land. God had made a promise and they knew he would keep that promise. So I thought it'd be a good idea if we sung a song that talks about trusting God's promise, and that is My Lighthouse. So should we sing this together then? And then I'll see you in a minute and we'll wrap this up, yeah? But let's sing the song together. Let's hear you sing nice and loud. Okay, here we go.
In my wrestling, in my doubts, in my failures, you won't walk out. Your great love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are the peace in my troubled sea. My lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. My lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. Safe to shore. I won't fear what tomorrow brings. With each morning I'll rise and see. My God's love will lead me through. You are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, you are the peace in my troubled sea. Oh, my lighthouse, shining in the darkness, I will follow you. My lighthouse, I will trust the promise. You will carry me safe to shore. Safe to
done. That was great singing. Now I've got my friends back with me here. Gary, are you there? Oh, there you are. Hi, Gary. You all right? Hello. So, and Aggie, you there? Hello. Right. Hi there, guys. So we don't know who's going to win the match tonight, do we? But we know that God promises us things, and when God promises, he always delivers on his promise. So let's just close with a word of prayer, shall we? Okay, you can put your heads down. Okay. Dear Lord, thank you that you promise that you will help us when things are difficult, when times are hard, when we don't have any friends, when things look like they're not going to get any better. Thank you that you promised you will help us through these times. So help us to trust the promise you've given us. Amen. Thank you very much, guys, and best of luck, England, tonight. Hope you do okay. Should we just blow out our candle and we'll say the words together? Ready? Okay. The peace of the Lord be with you. And also with you. Very good. Thanks, Aggie. Look, you guys take care. Hopefully, I'll be actually in school soon so I can see you together. So you take care in the meantime. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon. All right, bye now.